I'm Rehema, student of Masters in Education, Administration and Management of Uganda Matters University. I am currently a Deputy Head Teacher of Mbale High School. I have an assignment, actually it's a question for presentation, where I have been tasked to make a simple video to depict how, as an education administrator, I have ever handled one of my difficult subordinates in my workplace. So, dealing with a difficult person is actually one of the most difficult things to do as an education administrator, because difficult people have difficulties in understanding others' emotional states. So if you are also to become irritable and get angry with such a subordinate, you end up sometimes even flexing or even fighting. But then I was faced with such a challenge when I got this teacher who has been perpetually absent, and when I tried to intervene to know why is he always absent, his reaction was that you give me a transfer and I go to another school. Then what I did, I first listened to the teacher. I listened to him, he talked, he aired his anger, bubbling left, right. But then I later on said, you know what, Mr. So-and-so, I'll not mention his names for purposes of security. I said, what is the problem? Are you, when I look at your file, I see that you are a registered teacher, you are a trained teacher, you are even a senior teacher, because this teacher had been in service for more than 10 years. So I said, by just the number of years you have been in service, you are a senior teacher. And looking at seniority in our education management, it means you know what it takes to be a teacher. Then he now, when I said that, he now said, are you trying to say I am not professional? I said, no, that is not what I mean. But from what you are doing and the reaction you have given me, it means you are not professional in your work. Then we now, of course, many times in a heated debate, you disagree, you even, sometimes you can lose your cool, you even shout. But fortunately, I did not shout. I just became calm and said, you know what? I am a woman. And besides being a woman, I am the deputy head teacher. Is it possible that you're nursing a problem? Is it possible that there is something I do not know? Because I do not think that with the years you have spent in the profession, when I have called you to my office and asking us to dialogue about this matter, it would just call for the outburst you did now. Then when I said that, he apologized. And after apologizing, I now casually discussed with him. I said, we are all human beings and we all err. But the way we respond, the way we act after making an error, is what makes us better or different people from others. So I told him how grateful I was that he had apologized. And then I said, now that you have apologized, is it also possible to know whether you have realized where the mistake is? Then he said he did. And then it's at that point that we sat down. We made agreement on how to correct these missed lessons. We even agreed on the future plan that in future this such and such a thing would not happen. And then interestingly, when we talked, I later on discovered that this man was a victim of domestic violence. And now he was transferring his anger, his problems of the family to the school. So whenever he would have a quarrel with the wife, he just doesn't come to teach. He just, he even had resorted to drinking. So now I abandoned whatever it was that we were discussing about the problem, and we started now guiding one another. Because, sometimes people think that these problems are only in their families. But when you share with them and open up and, make him or her trust in you, they can share. And then I realized that the best is also to share your experience. You say, don't think this thing is only happening to you. So at that point in time, we ended when he was remorseful. He had realized his mistake, but we also became confident, because even afterwards he would come to me and say, she has done this, what should I do? So I even now he now started calling me Senga, because I was kinda guiding him into his marital situations. So dealing with difficult people, like I said earlier, is really tough. But as a person, you must be calm. You must understand the person's intention. You must get some perspective from other people. Like, find out from other people, has this person been behaving like this? And if it is happening for the first time, then there must be a reason for it. We should not always rush to conclusions. And let the person know where you're coming from. Why am I calling him? In any case, I am calling him because he has missed so many lessons. But if it was just 1-2 lessons, I think he will know why I have called him. Then building rapport. Like I said, we disagreed, but then later on I said, now, man, let's now talk as now just ordinary Ugandans. You could be having a problem. So in a way, I was trying to build rapport. Then the other thing is to treat the person with respect. I try to treat him with the respect he deserves. I realize he is much older than me in age and even in professional, because he had taught for so many years. But despite that, it did not stop me from treating him with respect. So I believe that when we treat a person with respect, then it can avoid some of those bad occurrences. And then focusing on the action, or on that particular thing that has brought you two together. There is no reason as to why I should say, I think your background. Why should I bring in the background? Let me talk about this particular case. And the particular case at hand was missing of lessons. So I need to look at that missing of lessons and share with him what it feels. I always like to empathize so much, to put myself in the shoes of the other person. And every time I empathize, it gives me the feeling that treat others the way you want them to treat you. So every time I'm treated badly, I feel bad. And so it teaches me not to treat others badly. So I treated him with the feeling that if it was me and I'm being treated badly, then I'll definitely feel bad. So at the end of the day, we ended the session when we are friends. We have even remained friends. I want to encourage others to try to not to rush, to control their temper when they are dealing with difficult people. Thank you very much.